whirl on with my smile. Taking this nothing day November in Cleveland and suddenly making it all seem worthwhile. It's me, girl, and I know it. With each glance and every little movement, I show it. Art is all around. No need to make it. You can never tell. Why don't you buy it? And then you can take it home and put it on your wall. Come on with me. We're heading to downtown Chagrin Falls, to the Valley Art Center in downtown Chagrin Falls. Come on in. And because this is a safe, very socially distanced, COVID-conscious place, we're going to put on the mask for when we're walking through public areas. Welcome to the Valley Art Center. On our way to the gallery, here's this gorgeous little mini show by Diane Farr. I love her little subdued little pieces. They're just gorgeous. And now we're going to head over to the gallery. Where I'm going to start my Living Figuratively. Welcome everybody to the 34th episode of Living Figuratively with your host, Judy Takis. This is the show that asks the question, why not fill your home with the fascinating faces and figures of people that you don't even know? Why not fill your home with figurative art? This week, we're taking the show on the road to the 49th Annual Valley Art Center Juried Show. It's 1 year shy of their 50th anniversary, and I think their 50th anniversary is definitely coming up. This is a juried show at the Valley Art Center, juried by David King, Bellamy, Printz, and Michael Weil. And submissions were online submissions, and then they juried them in person, I believe, for the prizes. And it's all things, not just figurative art, but I'm going to focus, since we're doing living figuratively, I'm going to focus on the figurative art in this show. Now, did you know that when you go to an art center and go see an art show, you can actually buy the art there? It is an amazing place to come and purchase real live art by real live artists. Often they're local people from your own community, and have real art, not just bed and bath art on your walls at home. So it's a wonderful place to go. It's also a wonderful place to socially distance, because the best kept secret in Northeast Ohio is that art galleries are notoriously empty. Right now we're here after hours, which is why I'm not masking, and I'm here with my bubble people, my son, my cinematographer. But normally everybody is masked and socially distanced. But even during normal times, people are far apart. The galleries are empty. So it's a great place to maybe meet a friend that you want to socially distance with, but hang out with a little bit, and then talk about the art. So it's at the Valley Art Center, especially this show. If you come see it, call ahead just to make sure that there aren't other, that it's going to be kind of a quiet time in the gallery. But on normal times, you would just be able to pop in, find out what the gallery hours are, and pop in. But, during COVID, call ahead first before you come in, because, you never know. But anyway, that all said, I'm going to take you on a little mini tour of the figurative works, and not even all the figurative works in the show, just because there's only so much time that we have, and so much of me that you want to take. So, first place right here that we're going to go is this little black and white corner. I love how the show has been curated, and they put together this little black and white corner. One of the beautiful little gems, this is a tiny, tiny gem by Samantha Bias, who does this amazing photographic process where she prints photographs onto actual leaves. And I'm not sure what she does to preserve them, but this looks like a beautiful archival, it's photographic transfer on skeleton leaf. And it's just tiny, and it's this beautiful little gem, and she won honorable mention for it. Up above over here, we have Michael Steinberg's beautiful textured photograph. This is a photographic print, and he won, I don't even know, but he won one of the place awards for a beautiful photograph. Right down here, Kimberly Chapman's ceramics. I don't know if you remember hers from the Group 10 gallery show that when I took the show on the road a couple weeks ago for the Group 10 gallery show. She makes a lot of these amazing social statements with her ceramics. These ones happen to be social statements on women that through history have been silenced. And she takes the element of the scold's bridle, which if you look it up, Google it and look it up and find out what it is and be appalled that this is an actual instrument that was used to keep nagging wives quiet. And her pieces, you know, put a spotlight to that and to the silencing of women nowadays. So, you know, it's a really, you know, gorgeous pieces with a message. This one right here, I'm going to scoot over, Robert Wright. This is a painting by Robert Wright, and it is called, I'm going to keep putting, Ophelia 29. It's one of these ones where when you see it from far away or you see it online, it looks photographic, like it looks like, you know, oh, it's so whatever, realistic, it looks like a photograph. But when you zoom in close to it, it's all just little shapes. It's really, really a very, very beautiful effect. And he's got the colors exactly right, so they really just kind of fit together. And it's a gorgeous piece. So I'm going to take it around the corner now. This is the way that the gallery goes. And I would be remiss if I did not show you the Best in Show. The Best in Show is not, strictly speaking, a figurative piece, but you gotta see it. This one, it's called Library Scene by Linda Mayer. And it's just this delicious, this is tiny, you know, you're zooming in on it, and if you're watching it on a big screen, you might think it's gigantic. It's tiny, the whole, like these little pieces, I'll put my finger in there for scale, and my fingers are, you know, big, but not enormous. And it's not a figurative piece, but it's got this feel like where you could almost see a little person coming out around from one of those little backlit areas in it. It's you know, it's like a set stage. And I'll tell you, I think that the name Library Scene is a little bit humble because I feel like there's just more going on in there. I would have called it Final Curtain or something like that, but nobody asked me. But even just like the detail of these little shells that represent the gas lights in, you know, stage productions from days gone by. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. This one is sold. See the red dot? I'm going to show you. You guys should be very familiar with red dots. The red dot means that somebody's bought it, and the price was extremely reasonable, like I think way too cheap, but somebody snagged it, and that was awesome. She actually has another piece in the show which is very much like this. So when you come, or you might want to look it up online and snag the other one, because I think it just makes a gorgeous tabletop display. It probably could be hung on a wall. It could be put into a bookshelf. You know, it's a lot of potential ideas. We're going to go by this right here, which is, you guys that watch this show religiously might recognize West Hotel by Thomas Jackson, because it was in the Group 10 gallery show, you know, maybe a few months ago when I went there and I did the VAC girl thing outside of it. He has actually changed the name of it to Chinatown, I think, because I think I remember the name of it being West Hotel before. And I think Chinatown it makes it a little bit more magical. So I think that was a good move, changing the name. Here's a figurative piece right here by Missy Boland. It's called Man on the Street. And I feel like this one, it's a little bit Red Brooms meets Soutine. And if you don't know who Red Grooms is, it's at the Cleveland Museum of Art, if you go there. It's that three-dimensional piece which is looking down Fifth Avenue with these fun characters in it. And then Soutine is a French artist who is super, super expressive. So I think this has some, really good qualities to it. Another gorgeous figurative piece. So let's pan on over here. We're going to go to this one right here, which is, this is a quirky, crazy, very, very fun piece. It is, right here. It's called Black Cats Infiltrate the Orange Schmackaroons. And I'm assuming it's schmackaroons because who would say anything besides schmackaroons instead of smackaroons? By Leon Snow. And it seems like he probably does not want to sell this because he priced it at $30,000. But I'm thinking he's probably made a lot of prints from it, and this is just a very popular piece that means a lot to him, and he's like, make my day. If you want to pay $30,000 for it, you have at it, but I really would rather keep it. So, but I think it's a very fun piece. It's not figurative, strictly speaking, but the eyeballs and the cats kind of make it so. Now, in contrast, here's another super, super fun piece where I do feel like she does want to sell it because she has priced it so reasonably. This is Jill Eiser's Bathing Beauties. And I'm going to say this is my favorite piece in the show. I just love the funness of this piece. I love the way that she did these lovely old ladies with their sunspots on them. These are all like little age spots on these chubby old ladies with their little skirted swimsuits, and some of them are, they got scrub brushes, the kind you just scrub your back with when you take a shower, and the little bathing caps and the ducks. It's all fun. And these little bubbles that she put all over the thing. I mean, it's just fun with a capital F. It really is really fun. And if I were during the show, would I give this one best in show? I might, because this, it's like my favorite piece in the show. But as they always say, judging is totally, totally subjective. So, and a lot of times judges give the best in show to something that has a little more gravitas, something with a little bit more heaviness, sort of like a serious quality to it. And, the best in show was, definitely had more of a serious quality to it, and sort of this magical seriousness. But sometimes I like to see something fun get the best in show. But I guess that's the subjectivity of different judges have different ideas. And, I love that piece by Jill Eiser. Look it up, because it's definitely priced to move. Let's pan around here. We've got another figurative piece by Ellen Smith. This one is called The Scarf Copenhagen. And I love the way that she's done the different clothes. She's got the little zippers, she got the toggles, she's got the scarf. So it kind of speaks to our times right now where we're masking and covering our mouths, and this is all that's showing. So it's a nice piece. In contrast to this little nude bathing, whatever, which you've seen before, it's mine, so we're not even going to talk about it too much, and we don't want the nipple police on us. But if you do want to hear more about it, I talk about it in episode 20, The Right to Bear Arms. So look it up if you want to hear all about my Venus de Milo Arms Herself painting. Then I'm going to skip around over here. We've got, speaking of gravitas, this one right here by Gail Crum is called We Are Better Than This. And it makes an absolute, definite statement about how there are children in cages at the border. And it's a very beautiful, serious piece. And I enjoy the fact that there's so many of these little 3D, I'm going to say dioramas for lack of a better word, little sculptures, these little magical worlds that are created in this show. And I think that the judges appreciated that too. All right, now I'm going to take you to another my other favorite piece in this show, right here. These ones are by Michael W. High, who is a ceramicist, and the way that he does it with these torn pieces, I'm going to call it the painterly version of ceramics, because in painting, painterly is where you show the brush strokes and you show the process and you acknowledge that it's a painting. You don't pretend it's not a painting. You don't smooth things out and pretend that they are the thing you're trying to depict. You're letting people know that, hey, I'm the painter, I'm here, here's my mark making, that's a big thing. And with his work, he does a lot of the mark making in a ceramic context. This particular piece is called The Scarlet Rabbit. And it's actually a very personal piece. He posted about it a couple weeks ago, and I was very fascinated. He said it is a tribute to his best friend who passed away way too soon. And she was an entomologist, which is an insect doctor, with the CDC of all places. And since 2020 started, I think we all know what CDC stands for. It's the Center for Disease Controls. Before that, nobody knew or cared, besides the important people who should. But he said this was, a representative of his best friend. And the Scarlet Rabbit, which I can only imagine it's a reference to Nathaniel Hawthorne's Scarlet Letter. The Scarlet Rabbit represents himself as a young gay boy growing up in Middle America. And I love the sort of the nurturing, sweet quality of this. Michael High does rabbits, and he does rabbits really, really well. It's this very cool motif that he repeats. He uses them as sort of this universal symbol, and he's taken the cute out of the rabbit. He's using them as sort of these iconic, strong creatures but they still have charm to them. They've got sort of that friendliness and charm, but they're strong. This particular rabbit right here, it's called Guarding the Past. And some of the details, like the painterly quality of this one, is just brilliant. One of my favorite details is around the back, where he sort of pushes and pulls whether this is a stuffed rabbit or a real rabbit by doing this beautiful stitching on the back with all out of clay. It's really just this amazing detail. So maybe this one's my favorite piece in the show. Sticking with the 3D, we've got these guys right here. This one is called Oh, Bring Out the Figgy Pudding, and this one actually won an honorable mention. And this is just pure joy. It's just pure joy and fun. And I could totally see a piece like this becoming a family heirloom that you bring out at the beginning of November, and you don't put it away until probably after Valentine's Day. It's just this magical, like some of these little magical details. It's, another diorama. There's parts that the artist, who is Ron Kordowski, has made. There's assemblages. There's things that are, that I'm sure are just collected from different relics and stuff. So it's really just this lovely, lovely family heirloom type piece. And this show does have a lot of 3D, so I'm going to bring it over and do a little bit more 3D. Right here, this one won first place, and the artist is David Shanklin, and it's called Food. This piece was carved out of a old-growth telephone pole wood, and it really makes me think, like you can see that it all fits into this telephone pole, like the pose and the crouching, and it really plays into fits into the telephone pole wood. And it makes me think of that Michelangelo quote where Michelangelo said, every piece of marble has a sculpture in it that is dying to get out, and you just need the right sculptor to help release it. So maybe every telephone pole has a sculpture in it, and you just need the right sculptor to help release it. So this is a beauty called Food. Skip on over here to Be All Right by Kim Barnes. All right, so this one is a gorgeous little figurative work, and she has two of them in the show. One's across the way. And she's a beautifully done face. She's got like strength, serenity. It's just a beautiful piece. And one of the things this one makes me think of is the puzzle or the trick when you're a person who paints people or draws people. You always want to just step up your game a little bit so that it's not just here's the face, here's the shoulders, have at it. You want to add something to it, make something of it, tell a story with it. And with this beautiful portrait, and I don't know if it's a specific person or if she's symbolic, the fact that she's got these collage pieces added to it, like for instance, the hair, I believe it's cut up, it's a rug that's been sliced super, super thin. And then she's got the fabric and the different collage elements. And really what it does is it kind of makes you think there's a story there. I'm not sure what the story is, but that these things are symbolic in some way of the sitter or the story that is trying to be told by using this model. So it's really just a lovely, lovely piece. And here I'm going to just show you real quick her other one, which is the same concept, and just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful detail, and the fabric putting together, but also by Kim Barnes. And she won an honorable mention for both the pieces together. Because they kind of make a nice set. So then I'm going to come to this is the last figurative piece that I'm going to talk about in the show. It's by Lee Hyman, and it's a beauty, and coincidentally it's called Beauties. It's got this lovely horizontal grouping of people where there's slight variations, but not, there's a fire thing going on, or an ambulance going on in the distance. But anyway, it's got this beautiful horizontality to it. And one of the hallmarks of Lee Hyman's work is that she does these big flat shapes that represent gestures, essentially. So when she draws people, she doesn't draw everything about them. She draws the one thing, or paints the one thing about them that needs to be said. And that is extraordinarily difficult. I prefer to paint everything just in case there's something you missed. She gets the one thing that says that gesture. And she does that with all her work, the flat colors, the flat shapes. This one, I'm sure, was inspired by a photograph or many photographs from the 1920s of bathing beauties in some kind of a contest. So I can see, that how she came up with that. And to honor the black and white photo, she used these beautiful sepia colors. And so I can, and because of its beautiful horizontality, I can see this over many, many different types of couches. The old cliche, like, oh, but it doesn't match my couch. This matches your couch. So, and also it's horizontal, so it sits nicely over your couch. You don't have to get two, you don't have like one crazy thing in the middle. And it's lovely. And it invokes a bit of a narrative over here because we've got this little crouching person here. I don't know what the story is, but it's kind of the thing where let's figure out what that story is. Maybe there's a little story that goes along with that little girl. And nobody knows what the real story is because I'm sure that all the people that are in this that were in the original photographs that this painting was referencing have all passed away. So That story is a mystery forever, but it can be talked about forever when it's sitting over your couch. So it's a beautiful, beautiful work. And I think that that brings me to the 360 tour of the Valley Arts Center 49th Annual Juried Show. Thank you all for joining me. You know, the next thing I'm going to do, and this is going to be in 2 days, I'm going to head up into Chagrin Falls to the B Gallery because Kim the T, who is my favorite jewelry artist, whose jewelry I'm wearing right now, is having a trunk show at the B Gallery. And it's all going to be beautifully socially distanced, and I've posted about it on Instagram and I've posted about it on my Facebook page, so please go on there, find out all the information, and beat me to it. But I'm going to be there before 10 o'clock so that I can be one of the first ones in the door. It's, you know, it'll be awesome. She's got some really beautiful stuff that I haven't even seen yet. So there's that. Come back next week. Next week is Thanksgiving, and because it's Thanksgiving, I'm going to do like a little Thanksgiving break thing. I'm going to do a quick show with some quick surprises, but not a long, extensive one. So come back next week for Thanksgiving. Week after that, I'm taking the show back on the road. We're going to be shopping the art shows again, and I'm heading to Mahal's Mocha in Lakewood. What is Mahal's Mocha, you may ask? It's a bowling alley with an art gallery upstairs. And Davon Brantley's show is in that upstairs art gallery. And I've seen it already, and it's phenomenal, and I want you to see it too. And so I'm going to do a Living Figuratively there. That would be on December 3rd. But either way, come back next week, Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a quick Thanksgiving visit. And same cat time, same cat channel.